What's up, y'all? It's your boy RJ Powell. Thank you for tuning in to the Tastemaker series presented by DistroKid. Big Money Yeek, what's going on,
What's
man?
up, man? Big money. I like that.
Yes, sir. Hey, you gotta claim it.
Yeah, man. In fact, it's already mine.
It's already yours. But how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a great day. I
Yeah,
think it was supposed to rain today, but it's not.
for real?
So feel good about that.
Yeah, yeah. Man, you just dropped a new project, Zodiac.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So talk to me about the process of that, because I know, like, listening to it, it's like heavy. Like the lyrics are heavy.
Yeah.
You said you was going through a breakup through the
Yeah.
music. But it was so light. Like the production was lighthearted though.
Yeah.
Like a juxtaposition way. So
Uh,
tell about the process of like making the album.
yeah. So I have been working on an album separate from this one for like the
Mm-hmm.
past 2 years. Um, and I kind of didn't have management and stuff
Yeah.
through it. I had management for a really long time, and then
Yeah.
I didn't for like last year,
Mm-hmm.
and it allowed me to like just make music and go back to the roots of how I started everything was just like, which was just like being in my room and kind
Mm-hmm.
of isolating, I guess, which, being an artist can be
Yeah.
very an isolating process, but I think for me it was just like, I just kind of was able to make music again without the driving force being like business, it's got to be like
Right.
business, business, business. And then because that's something that comes like after you've
Mm-hmm.
built the foundation of like just making music. But then
Exactly.
I'm like, man, I lost sight of it. And I'm just like, whoa, like let me remove myself from like the professional aspect of it and
Yeah.
just be like, this is the whole reason I'm even here is because of like the I guess not isolation process, but just like
Right.
the fun of it, So then
Right.
this is really just all this. Most of the project is stuff that I've made in like a shitty like little sublet room or
Yeah.
like a sublet room, like a homie's cat like living room, just
Yeah.
crashing different people's crib as I
Mm-hmm.
moved back from Florida, which I was in Florida for a while too. I made some in Florida,
Okay.
but I made a lot of this stuff in the past like 8 months, I want to say.
Wow.
So it's nice. Some of the songs I made like last month, low key,
Yeah.
and so it's nice to be able to have that fast of a turnaround
Yeah.
for once instead of like we need to like carefully think about the rollout. It's like okay, let
Exactly.
me just put this out.
Yeah, so it feels like you're getting back to Sebastian, like
Yeah,
that type of form, like the
yeah,
DIY,
yeah,
like, cause I listened to your debut album the other day,
yeah,
and cause you mentioned that you was getting back to your roots,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
I heard like your true self through this new project.
yeah.
So like, how do you feel like you've changed over time? Like, are Yeek and Sebastian, are they two different,
Um,
entities?
I think they're like meant to be, but then
Yeah,
and then the thing is like if you saw me in the street and you said Sebastian or Yeek, I would just respond the same, and I wouldn't
yeah,
even realize that you're choosing one or the other.
yeah,
So I think it's kind of like started meshing together.
yeah.
It's just like
It becomes a
Sebastian,
little
it's the same
form.
thing. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It's in a way, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
yeah. But you're also a producer.
Yeah.
Like you started off as a producer,
Yeah.
and then you moved into doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, what's the process of you producing a song just for production wise, and as opposed to like producing
Yeah.
and lyrics and recording and stuff like that?
I didn't really sing until I was like 19 years old, but it's like kind of
Oh
later in
wow.
life.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, like I didn't have the natural Filipino gene. It's like, there's this thing, a joke where like Filipinos are like really good naturally at singing.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that gene, but it was like
Hmm.
more of like a thing that developed when I started practicing.
Yeah.
So producing was like first,
Hmm.
and like playing instruments and stuff was first.
Yeah.
And then producing was just me being able to like put all those stuff together.
Right.
Um, does that even answer your question?
No, that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
answered it. That answered the
yeah,
full
okay,
fledged.
okay,
But you mentioned that you was Filipino,
yeah.
and your album is called Zodiac, and it
Uh-huh.
derives from the Chinese New Year.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
what part in your culture,
yeah.
like, what part of that influenced the project?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think there's not really like a relation to like Chinese Zodiac and
Hmm.
being Filipino, but
Yeah.
I was interested in dabbling in the Chinese Zodiac
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's like I think we're so we've always grown up with like the Western zodiac, right? Which is like, you know, like the signs, Virgo, Gemini, Cancer, all this stuff. Whereas like I think with the Eastern zodiac, it's a whole different thing, you know, and it's like
Yeah.
everybody kind of dabbles in it no matter like what culture and stuff. So I wanted to kind of like dabble into it more because I found it really interesting. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Just kind of, it kind of just like,
Yeah.
I felt that someone that was into it kind of put me on a little bit. And I guess I just got more interested in learning about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the year of the horse.
Year of the horse.
What does that mean for you personally?
So I think after reading about it, it was kind of like, so I think like, so what I read and what I researched, there was like a 60-year cycle, I think, of specifically the fire horse.
Yeah.
So then like normally it'd just be year of the horse, but this year specifically is like year of the fire horse. And I think it's like a 12-year cycle for every animal and stuff. So the fire horse is like kind of just going, like being bold and like taking risks, and that's kind of like the main theme, like surface level theme. And I think that resonated with me a lot because then the year of the snake was last year, and that was a lot of shedding, and I really like resonated with the shedding aspect of it in the sense that I felt like there was a lot of loss like in my life, but then this year it's kind of like just moving on from that and like moving forward, and I don't know, I just really align with that.
Yeah. So does creating music, is that like a form of therapy in a sense?
Oh yeah, fully. Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be an excuse for me to like not go to therapy.
Yeah. You need
I'm
that
like,
too.
I need that too. I need that too. Go to therapy, guys, if you can afford it. There's free therapy too, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like plays such a big role in like my mental health and stuff, and I think a lot of other people who make music could relate to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting back to the project, I know Sarah Lubay, I was just putting to her like
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yeah.
And I heard she kind of influenced the project heavily.
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
How was it like working with her and
It was awesome. It was remote, but we talked a lot through text just about the music and the creation. I wanted it to feel as like not remote as possible,
Yeah.
you know. At first, so I found her music through a homegirl cause she's from Toronto.
Yeah.
Just one of my homegirls from Toronto posted her music, and I was like, this sounds so good. So then I like reached out. I was like, yo, your music's really good. Like, I would love to make music with you. So then I just sent her a Dropbox of a bunch of like demos and roughs that I had, and then I was like, just pick your favorite ones, jam out to it, send me references. I want it to feel fun, you know. Like she sent it back like immediately, and we're just like going back and forth, and then I had that song on the tuck, and I was just like, do you want to do a little verse on this? You know, after kind of warming up with all the demos. I think that was just like kind of the best way to do it.
Yeah, because that song was a match made in heaven.
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
worked so well together.
Oh my God,
And you
yeah,
couldn't even tell that y'all made it like over Zoom. I feel like y'all made it in person.
Yeah, and that's how I always want the stuff to feel, right? Like if I do a collaboration and it's like, and it's remote, I want it to feel like we were in the same room.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm glad that you think that.
Yeah, because I feel like it's more natural when y'all both in sync together in real life. But there's also something special about you not being in the same place, but able to pull off the chemistry that y'all do.
Right.
So
it's kind of rare, right? Like
it's rare.
It's super rare. So I just feel like, when we do, I haven't even met her in person yet. But I feel like when we do, it'll just be natural because of that foundation we built. You know? Like, yeah. So yeah.
So getting back to the root of like who Yeek is, like where did you even how did you even start music? Like what influenced you to create music?
As Yeek, I mean, like I've been through different chapters of music, right? It's just like in different ways I've made music, whether it's through a band, through church, through like recording the homies rap and like being a producer for all the homies in high school. We were talking about this earlier off camera, but like Soulja Boy, he's the reason I even like picked up producing, you know, because he's like a year older than me, some of my age, and he just like made a hit. That's like, you know, he was 15 on FL Studio. I was like, I'm 15, I'm on FL Studio. Like, what? I can do this. And then,
Exactly.
so I did it. And then I became like everyone's producer in high school.
Oh
And
wow.
then from there, I started like a hip hop group where
Mm-hmm.
I was producing and singing, and my friend was just like doing verses. And then we moved all out to LA together. And then like a couple years in, then I decided to do Yeek stuff. And then like I was on Tumblr, SoundCloud, and the peak era of like Tumblr and SoundCloud. That's kind
Yeah.
of where, and I did YouTube covers too, like acoustic singing
Oh
YouTube covers.
wow.
Yeah, so it was like I was just like dabbling, exploring, discovering,
Yeah.
like
Experimenting.
yeah, experimenting. So then it was just a mix of all these different ways I was approaching music, you know.
Yes.
So yeah,
So what do you like more, being a producer or being an artist?
the majority of my career, I've loved being the producer, and
Yeah.
then now, I'm starting to find more comfort in going into sessions and just recording vocals and cutting vocals
Mm.
and vocal production.
Yeah.
I'm really fascinated with it right now. As of
Yeah.
right now, that's kind of my journey. It's part of my journey right now. Yeah,
Yeah. Because I feel like as a producer, you have a lot more control.
yeah,
And it's like a cheat code in a sense, because
yeah,
like you could know how to tailor your sound and evolve it, whereas you're just solely recording vocals, you're kind
hmm,
of limited
yeah,
to like what other people create for you.
yeah.
So I feel like for you, you got the cheat code. Like you could produce
It's a
and
Chico for sure.
record, and like that's such a fire dynamic to
Yeah,
have that
yeah.
as an artist. I feel like every artist should know how to produce.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think artists would be a lot more happier if they did. You know?
exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah,
It's like we all have this vision in our head that we want it to sound like exactly. As a producer, you can execute that vision
yeah.
like fully. You know? Yeah,
Exactly. But I know for you, it's been like a grind for
yeah,
like so long. But
yeah,
people like see it in face value and be like, oh, he just came out of nowhere, or
yeah,
something like that
yeah.
with a lot of artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you feel right now? Do you feel like this is just the beginning for you, or do you feel like it's about time? Like, how do you feel like things are moving for you personally?
I feel like I've come to accept that I've lived like many lives,
Mm-hmm.
and then that like there's new lives ahead,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
there's always going to be rebirths, and I think like when I release a new project, it's a rebirth, and I'm not comparing it to the thing I did before, or I'm not like associating with all the stuff I did before. I'm seeing it as a thing that, of course, it gets influenced by the things I've done before, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
still seeing it as like a rebirth,
Yeah.
every time. And so it's funny because there's a large chunk of people who remember all of my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how they personify me. And then there's a large amount of people who are just finding me now,
Yeah.
and they personify me through what they started with. Let's say, for example, someone finds Zodiac and that's their
Mm-hmm.
introduction to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's a rebirth. That's part of the
Yeah.
rebirth. And then there's people who are like, oh, comparing it to the Sebastian record.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of like where I'm still like who I am before as well. So it's
Yeah.
funny. It's like can be confusing, but it's also just like that's kind of what comes with it. And I'm also still learning
Mm-hmm.
how this goes, and I'm always gonna keep learning how this
Exactly.
goes. You know, it's not orthodox, it's not structured. It's like being an artist is it's
Yeah,
all over the
it's
place.
all over.
It's
It's
all over.
crazy being an
It's all
artist.
over.
And like the mental capacity you have to have as an artist, like
Yeah.
trying so many different ideas and
Yeah.
some not falling through and then some
Yeah.
falling through, like it's a toll to
Yeah.
be a creative in general.
True.
Cause you're putting your whole art on the line
Yeah.
like
True.
every single day.
Yeah.
Type deal. But for this year, 2026, since it's the year of the horse,
Yep.
it's all about taking risks. Like, what are some risks that you're taking this year in order to progress and move forward?
One of the risks was moving back to LA.
Mm,
Um, and it's funny because that initial move to LA, I always thought that was like the one risk I had to take. I'm like, okay, like
yeah,
I moved here and then I quit my job, and I'm like, okay, these are all the risks I need to take. Like I'm done taking the risks, you know. Like
yeah,
it's like you're never done taking the risks. Like like that you need to take to line you in the right path, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm doing it every day. And I think a lot of people don't understand. There's a misconception that people have of artists that like labels pay for everything and stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you're making an investment every time as an artist. And so when you make an investment, that's a risk. You're like paying for to make stuff that people don't pay to like to consume and like and like like everything's just more free these days to even attend anything, right? And that doesn't really help the artists
Yeah.
as much financially, right? So there's a lot of financial risk.
Yeah.
And then there's like just a lot of risk emotionally and spiritually, like
Yeah. Growing up in Florida, like, how did that environment shape you as a person?
wow, that's a good question. Living in Florida, it was so like I was born in New Jersey, and then I moved out of New Jersey like peak developing stages. I was about to be like a teenager.
Oh, no.
So that was like such a big shift. I grew up with a lot of people that like looked like me, and we had like, similar interests. And going to Florida is like no one looked like me. No one fit,
Yeah.
no one even like culturally like kind of had the same interests, and this is like the 2000s, it's a little more closed-minded, and it was really tough to like meet anybody I could relate to, and that's also where the isolation came from, where I'm just gonna create and like and look outside the sources of like my surrounding, and eventually Florida did become like itself became like play as inspiration to me too, like the
Yeah.
environment, of course, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't stop thinking about how I'd rather live in California, or I'd rather move back to New Jersey
Yeah.
and New York, or but it was nice. It gave Florida definitely gave me a lot of time to develop as an artist. Without the time that Florida gave me, and even just boredom,
Yeah.
which ignites a lot of creativity,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to develop
Yeah.
as an artist.
It takes so much patience to stay in that zone, just to stay down for a
Yeah.
little bit, because we want to do things right away, but
For
some
sure.
things, they don't work that way.
True.
We got to develop our craft,
Yeah.
and then when it's time, we got to step out.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's how you felt when you stepped out to LA. You're like, oh, I'm ready. I already did this in Florida. I already
Yeah.
developed
Oh,
myself and everything.
so ready. So ready. Like, cause imagine like high school, early 20s, and you're just forced to like sit down. You know what I mean? Like, and just chill. Where it's like, I can't imagine kids who like in that age are in major cities where they can go out and do things, and they're exposed to all these like things, where Florida's just like, you really just got the beach.
Yeah.
Maybe like a local house party.
Yeah.
That's as much motion as you'll get, but it's a lot of just sitting down, just thinking.
Yeah.
So then I just turn that into art stuff.
Yeah. But enough of the music. I know you be acting. You was in Good Girl Jane, and you want to act more. I heard you want to act more this year.
I do.
So how is that career compared to like the music? Like,
Yeah, it's totally
different. Like, you're playing somebody else. Like, it's an out of body type of experience. So how is it acting compared to music?
It's so nice to like express myself in a different way, and kind of like play a character. That's kind of fun, like sometimes I'll be in another country or traveling, and I'll just like have a fake accent, and or like just like method act in a way. So different from music. Where in music, you're kind of like being fully yourself. Like you're showing all parts of you in a way without even realizing it. Whereas like acting, you're expressing yourself, but you don't necessarily have to like be as vulnerable as like maybe music requires you to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who would you want to work with as like a director or actor?
Oh, probably like Spike Jonze, this guy Christopher Borgli. He did this. He's doing the movie with Zendaya and
Oh yeah,
Robert Pattinson. He makes great movies. Who else? Paul Thomas Anderson, probably.
That'd be crazy.
anything, any legend really, like
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan or something. I don't know.
Ooh. So you see yourself
Type
in,
movies, yeah.
yeah, what type of movies you wanna like be in?
I'd probably say like a drama, like an
A
independent
drama?
drama.
See
Yeah.
yourself like crying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. I wanna cry on camera. I wanna cry.
no, that's
Yeah.
fire. But last question. Why do you breathe music?
Ooh, why do I breathe music?
Yeah.
Um, Damn, that's a good question. It's part of my. I can't drive without music being on. I can't even just like vibe in a situation like without some kind of music being played, even if it's a low volume.
Hmm.
And so it's like cooking. I gotta listen to music. Like
Yeah.
showering. I had the Bluetooth just blasting this morning showering. So
Yeah.
that's why. That's why I breathe music. Yeah,
Yeah, but it was a pleasure just conversating with you. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that you
yeah.
pulled up for the
Bro,
interview, man. Yeah, for
oh, we just made
sure.
our
Y'all go check out Yeek's
right.
new project, Zodiac, man.
Yeah.
And thank you, bro. We'll see
Thank you,
y'all
bro.
later on the
Thank
next
you.
one.
Thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah, that was fire. That
Yes,
was fire.
sir.